My city has a decent commuter rail system. I live near the first stop coming from downtown on a line that goes to a suburb that is home to a ton of Uber Eats/Doordash gig workers. They ride the train in, work in the city, and then ride the train back. The rail operator had to add multiple bike cars. As a result, train cars where the lower level is almost entirely for bikes. In general, a lot of them don't behave particularly well on the trains, and they're notorious for never paying their fare, which is done by tapping a fare card on readers set up throughout all the stations. I'm riding home one day and happen to be on one of the bike cars, filled to capacity with e-bikes and their, very loud, owners. As we're approaching my station, there's a sudden stampede towards me from the far end of the car. Dozens of young men, all yelling and pushing, frantically moving towards the back of the car, because a fare inspector has appeared, and they're running from her. They start shoving and jostling those of us waiting at the door, and their plan becomes apparent. They're going to jump out at the station, tap their fare cards, and get back on with a technically valid ticket. And as they're shoving me, I decide to make it a bit harder. What they didn't know is that there are only 2 fare readers on the part of the platform where we're stopping, and the closest one has been down for days. The doors open. As they all crash towards the near one, I walk directly to the slightly further one, and I put it into override mode. This gives the option to override preset fares for frequent trips plus some other options, and it takes the card reader itself offline until you pick a mode. It's not often used, and most people aren't familiar with it. It's just a couple button presses to turn it off, but you have to read the screen and pay attention. The pack comes roaring over to the machine, still yelling and pushing. But because they're all jamming their cards at it at once and fighting for position, no one even comes close to figuring out why it's not working. Not one of them manages to tap successfully. And after about 15 to 20 seconds of this, the train is getting ready to leave. Most of them give up and run back on, straight into the arms of the waiting fare inspector, because they can't leave their e-bikes. But 7 or 8 don't make it back. The train pulls away as they start chasing it down the platform, still screaming. I like to think their bikes ride that train forever.